Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brand. I'm your host, Stuart, and today we're going to be looking at the consolidation of Funimation and Crunchyroll. Several years back, I think 7 or 8 years, Sony bought Funimation and also purchased Crunchyroll a few years later. And somewhere about a year, maybe two, subscribers to Funimation, of which I was one, were told that everything was going to be moved to Crunchyroll. But however, any purchases made from Funimation will still be accessible through their site and uh, possibly app. They were sure if they're going to shutter the app altogether, but they would be accessible forever. Now things have changed. Funimation, the app was good, and the website interface for streaming, if you're using a web browser to watch Funimation, was probably the single worst browser interface for any streaming service. And I say that having said before that Amazon Prime was my most hated. Funimation beat them at it. But here's where the problem is I've made the switch to Crunchyroll back when, and it didn't, when moving my account, it didn't show me what me and my daughter had already watched on Funimation. So we weren't sure. Hey, I think I watched this series. I don't remember I was on the series, but I don't remember what episode. So we kind of had to. There was that kind of growing pains with it. So it is what it is. But now the big deal is those people that made purchases of anime seasons and movies through Funimation will no longer have access to their purchases. This is a big problem. This is kind of one of those things that we thought that all these streaming services and digital libraries would come to honor. But now I was one of those people that this is going to be great. Don't have to worry about keeping and storing so many physical copies of things. Now I'm on the back end. I'm headed in the other direction. I'm starting to purchase more physical copies of the shows and movies I like because of things like this. I don't mind having a digital copy and a physical copy, but now I'm definitely always going to have a physical copy, even though it's more time consuming and not as easily spun up on my TV as, say, a digital service. But this is going to make so many people mad because I have friends out there that through Funimation have purchased many seasons, many shows, many movies through Funimation, and we're talking not a small amount of money. Like, they put their money into it because Funimation's been around forever. Uh, Anyone that grew up with the animation coming into America knew that almost everything we watched had the Funimation logo in front of it. I mean, Funimation was just something that we always thought would be there. So now we have to accept this is the fate. Sony is not holding up their end of the bargain and moving these purchases to Crunchyroll to at least allow people to not completely lose all the money they invested in these digital properties. And but that is what it is, and a lot of fans are upset about it, and rightfully so. I would too if I poured in a couple $100. I know some have gotten close to that $1,000 mark, building their digital library so they can watch it wherever they are in the world. I'd be completely teed off. I really would. I didn't have my investment in Funimation. I do have it in Voodoo, which I have an account problem with that I've been fighting for months. Their customer service is terrible as well, even though I have an extensive library in Voodoo. And I mean extensive. So I put all this money into this and converted and transferred a lot of stuff in between services to build my library. Now I'm on the end. Now I'm here in today's future, in today's time, realizing that I made a mistake. And a lot of people are now realizing they've made a mistake too doing this. I don't know if there's going to be any compensation. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt Sony's going to refund these people money. I don't think they're going to find a way to transfer the digital purchased libraries from Funimation to Crunchyroll. I just don't know if it's going to happen. But honestly, it's a real kick in the teeth for anime fans everywhere that have been with the service and lot when a parent company buys the two competitors and merges them into one, we expected to have access to everything. There's even some shows that aren't even being transferred to Crunchyroll that we were able to watch for free on Funimation are not being shown on Crunchyroll. So there's that too. The whole transfer of the complete digital library that was free to access to all subscribers is no longer there. So we've got a problem. Sony's got a problem, and it's going to be a PR nightmare if they don't do something quickly to resolve this issue. I'm very upset by it. I have friends that are truly upset by it because of the loss of money. But this is the state we're in. This is what we have to accept. And to avoid this in the future, I'm telling myself purchase physical copies, even though we have a lot of realtors like Best Buy that decided they're just dumping all their physical copies. You can't buy a physical copy of a movie or TV show at a Best Buy anywhere in the United States anymore. So the push is to push everyone digital, but with a lot of these digital services struggling, collapsing, merging, there's going to be a lot of loss. So keep buying physical media, people. This is a mistake I wish I learned years ago. I wouldn't have gotten rid of so much, but I have. So let's learn from our mistakes now and move forward with a better understanding of the landscape that we see before us in the media area of digital versus physical copies of media. So let me know what you think below, and just tell me how much. Let me know if you've lost a lot of money, how much you've invested in a Funimation that you're going to be losing. I'd love to be there for you and support you, find ways around it. But we're all here together suffering through this terrible, terrible merger and merging process. So until next time, I love you all. There's nothing you can do about it.